The success rate in the Central Board of Secondary Education Class 12th examinations 24 results of which were published on Monday was 87.9%, a marginal increase from last year's 87.3%. A total of 24,000 students managed an aggregate score of above 95%. While fewer candidates sat for the exams this year, the number of those who scored over 90% in aggregate climbed from 1.12 lakh to 1.16 lakh, or 8% of the total examinees. In the COVID year of 2020, 1.6 lakh students had hit the 90% benchmark. Girls outperformed boys, recording a success rate of 91.5% against 85% for the latter. The highest girl pass percentage were recorded in the Panchkula region, Patna, then Noida and Dehradun. Thiruvananthapuram topped among the 17 CBSE regions with a pass percentage of 99.9%, followed by the newly created Vijayawada region. Chennai and Bengaluru, the capital, had a cumulative success rate of 95.6%. Senior BJP functionary and Bihar's ex-Deputy CM Sushil Kumar Modi, 72, passed away at AIIMS Delhi on Monday. He was suffering from urinary bladder cancer. Modi also served as Finance Minister of Bihar for 2 terms. He was appointed chairman of the panel on GST implementation and played a key role in tax enforcement. PM Modi said, "I am deeply saddened by the untimely demise of Sushil Modi ji, my valuable colleague in the party and my friend for decades." The redrawn Srinagar Lok Sabha constituency on Monday recorded 38% voter turnout, highest after 96 polls in the first general elections held since the nullification of Article 370. In 96, it was 40% but fell to 30% in 98. The battle for the Lok Sabha seat, comprising 21 assembly segments after delimitation, is a three-cornered contest involving National Conference Aga Ruhala, who is backed by Congress, Mehbooba Mufti-led PDP's Wahid Para, and Mohammad Ashraf Mir of Altaf Bukhari's J&K Apni Party, which is supported by Shahad loans of this and this. Okay. Home Minister Shah claimed NDA was set to achieve the target of 400 plus seats and asserted that PM Modi will not only complete his terms but also continue to lead after that. In an interview, Shah dismissed the assessment in certain quarters that the dip in voting in the first 3 phases pointed to the lack of wave that BJP had expected in its favor. He said the drop was because of lack of excitement among supporters of the opposition, and that BJP would make big gains in Bengal, UP, Telangana, Odisha and Andhra to improve its 19 tally of 303 seats. Rejecting the assumption that Arvind Kejriwal's release for campaigning could result in sympathy for AAP, Shah said the Delhi CM had only been given interim bail and would be back in Tihad on June 2. His campaign will only remind people of the liquor scam and the bungalow he has built for himself with people's money, he added. Supreme Court on Monday dismissed a petition for sacking for Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, who is on interim bail till June 1 in the excise policy case, but reiterated its proprietary concerns about a CM continuing in the constitutional post even after his arrest. In a special leave petition, one Kant Bhatti had challenged Delhi High Court's April 10 decision rejecting a writ petition by former AAP MLA Sandeep Kumar seeking removal of Kejriwal, who was arrested on March 21. As an opener who faced some of the greatest pacers to grace the game, Justin Langer was used to getting bouncers first up, so he showed no discomfiture when the very first question he was asked as he took guard. Sports guest editor was about the social media storm that erupted after Lucknow Super Giants owner Sanjeev Goenka was seen apparently berating skipper KL Rahul following the team's 10-wicket thrashing by Sunrisers Hyderabad. What actually happened that night? Did it demoralize the team? We asked Langas, now LSG's head coach. It's a massive storm in the teacup. In fact, in an espresso cup. The thing that fascinates me about India is that incredible passion about cricket. Mr. Goenka is no different. I am no different. KL is no different. Our plan for the game did not go perfectly. In fact, it was a disaster. After the game, Mr. Goenka came into the field and asked KL, "What happened? Our plan that we talked about has not worked. What do we do now? And then we talked through it. The sound was off, no one heard what was said. I might have looked quite aggressive, but it was really quite tame, said Langer. When I first came to IPL, a lot of people told me the biggest challenge was how you deal with owners who want to be involved. The truth is, the owner has just let KL and me to go about our business. It's been such a relaxed experience at LSG. I am surprised at the aftermath of that night. The truth got blown away. Central Ridge is the capital's green heritage and it cannot be allowed to degenerate. Delhi High Court stated recently the court also took a serious view of the ridge being used as a garbage dumping ground and sought an explanation from the Forest Department on the lapses. Central Ridge cannot be allowed to be degenerated in this manner by felling of trees and removal of scrubs when the city is already grappling with the pressing issue of rising pollution levels that have attained dangerous proportions. Further, it is also appalling to note that Central Ridge, which is our green heritage, is being used as a dumping ground for garbage and other waste materials, stated the court. It directed the Forest Department and other local authorities to ensure that no dumping of garbage or any other waste material is carried out in Central Ridge and prohibited further felling of trees or removal of shrubs and other bushes in the area without its permission. This court has taken a serious view of this matter, and Central Ridge provides not only the precious green cover but is also valuable for maintenance of the environment balance in the city, which is already facing serious concerns on account of severe pollution, said Justice Mini Pushkarna. The city saw a hot and humid day on Monday, even as the weather department predicted light rain with gusty winds for the day. The weather department expects the maximum temperature to see a rising trend from Tuesday onwards, reaching 44 degrees Celsius by Friday. However, an officer said no heat waves has been forecast for now. There was some cloud formation in the region on Monday, but no much impact was seen on Delhi. The city will see clear skies from Tuesday onwards, which will lead to a trend of rising temperatures. No western disturbances are predicted, which means that the region will also not see rain for the next 6 days, said an official at the Indian Meteorological Department. The city has experienced a 96% deficit in rainfall this month. So far, the city has recorded net 0.4 mm of rainfall for May, while the May 23 Safdarjung recorded 111 mm of rainfall. On Monday, the city recorded 40 degrees Celsius, a notch above normal against 39 degrees Celsius a day earlier. The minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius, 2 notches below normal against 25 degrees Celsius a day earlier. IMD expects the maximum temperature to hover around 41 degrees on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the city's air quality deteriorated to the poor category with an air quality index of 227 on Monday. Chandni Chowk and Shadipur stations experienced very poor air as the AQI crossed 300. The Central Pollution Control Board data shows that the Delhi has so far had 7 poor and 1 very poor air day in May. Dipankar Saha, former head of CBCB's air laboratory, said the air quality was worst due to dust. Ozone is also one of the pollutants during the daytime. According to the air quality early warning system, the air quality is likely to stay in the moderate category on Tuesday and Wednesday, but may deteriorate to the poor category on Thursday. Chief Minister Kejriwal held a meeting with AAP's municipal councillors on Monday and praised them for not succumbing to pressure from BJP and central agencies. AAP functionaries said Kejriwal also took stock of the work done by the councillors and asked them to keep working for the welfare of people. This was Kejriwal's first meeting with the municipal councillors after his release from Tihar jail on interim bail granted by the Supreme Court last week to campaign in the ongoing elections. Arrested in a money laundering case linked to the alleged Delhi excise policy scam, Kejriwal has been granted interim bail by the Apex Court till June 1 to campaign in the Lok Sabha elections. He has to surrender and go back to the jail on June 2. Kejriwal had a detailed discussion about various political and administrative issues with party MLAs on Sunday. The AAP national convener told the councillors that he will be back from Tihar on June 5 if the India bloc comes to office after the election results are announced. The party said in a statement the voting for the last phase of election will take place on June 1 and the votes will be counted on June 4. I will be watching the election results from inside the jail on June 4. If the India bloc comes to power, I will be back on June 5, he told the party councillors. Kejriwal further alleged that efforts were made to break and humiliate him. There were 2 CCTV cameras inside my cell in Tihad and the feed was monitored by 13 officers. I was said that the CCTV feed was also provided to the PMO. Modi ji was monitoring me. I do not know what grudge Modi has against me, he claimed. BJP functionary Kapil Mishra at a public gathering in Krishnanagar on Monday said there was no point in voting for AAP because they have done massive corruption in the excise scam. He said Delhi Chief Minister would go back to jail on June 2. I wish he would have gone back to prison after the result, but so that he could have seen the BJP's result, Mishra said. Elsewhere in Delhi, BJP tried to woe the Sikh community. The party's Delhi election in charge Om Prakash Dhankar said the Sikhs had sacrificed their lives while protecting their other communities, be it the Mughal era or during the independence and after it. At the Delhi Sikh convention organized in Harinagar on Monday, he said Sikhs are our elder brothers. There are very few examples in history where sacrifices have been made to protect other communities. He mentioned that the Sikh community had played a significant role in making the country self-reliant in food production. BJP leader Sardar Manjinder Singh Sirsa and party candidate Kamaljit Shehrawat also addressed the convention. The Prime Minister opened the Kartarpur corridor for the Sikh community, declared December 26 Veer Bal Divas and abolished the Langar tax. If any government has respected our Sikh brothers, it is only the Modi government of the BJP, Dhankar said. Party candidate Kamaljit Shehrawat said the community had played a significant role in restoring Delhi's lost glory. Whether it is about helping the needy or organizing free medical camps, the Sikh community has always been at the forefront. The Modi government is set to be re-elected with your support, she said. The capital, which is divided into the Delhi West and Delhi East regions, had a cumulative success rate of 95.6%. Among institutional groups, the pass percentage of schools run by the Central Tibetan School Administration was the highest at 99.2%. Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas recorded a success rate of 98.9% and Kendriya Vidyalayas 98.8%. Government aided schools had a pass rate of 91% and government schools 88%. Independent schools had the lowest pass percentage of 87%. More than 1.2 lakh students got compartment results and a marginal decrease from last year. The pass percentage of CBSE schools in foreign countries was 95%. Sanyam Bhardwaj CBSE said the percentage of students scoring 90% has decreased in comparison with the past few years, mainly due to the different examination system adopted during the COVID period of 2022. The evaluation then had been based on the performance in class 10th, 11th and 12th pre-board exams, where students typically scored higher. However, data of 19 and earlier years shows a similarity to the year's figure. Alka Kapoor, principal, Modern Public School, Shalimar Bagh, said both class 10th and 12th students in Delhi have performed outstandingly. The schools now believe in holistic approach to education, nurturing not only academic achievements but also the students' growth through co-curricular activities. Following the trend of the last so many years, this year too, Delhi recorded a high pass percentage than the national average in the Central Board of Secondary Education's class 10th and 12th exams, results of which were announced on Monday. The class 12th pass percentage in Delhi was 94.9% this year, substantially higher than the national average of 87.9%. Last year, the pass percentage of 12th was this, and indicating an increase of 2.7% in the overall pass percentage this year. Delhi government schools performed remarkably well with a success rate of 96.9%, which at the state government jubilated was 9% higher than the national average. Chief Minister Kejriwal expressed delight at the remarkable achievement of Delhi government schools and posted on X, Delhi government schools have got a fantastic result of 96.99% in the class 12 CBSE exam. The impressive performance was proof of the dedication and hard work of students, teachers and the education system he said. However, while the 2023 Delhi was consistently among the top 5 cities in the class 12 results, there was a slight dip in this year in the 17 CBSE exam regions. The pass percentage of class 12 in the Delhi West region, which till last year was in 4th place, slipped to fight with this year with a success rate of 95.6%. Maliwal's allegation that she was beaten up at the behest of Kejriwal also angered many party men. Maliwal reportedly arrived at CM's residence at 9 to 9:10 am. She wanted to meet the CM but was allegedly denied by personal staff and security. This led to the fracas and Maliwal sought police help. According to sources, Delhi Police Control Room received a call from Maliwal at 9:25 am. This is Swati Maliwal MP calling from Six Flagstaff Road. Bibhav has assaulted me on the CM's instruction, she said in a call which was lodged. The PCR log states, caller बोल रहा है मैं with this and this. What? India and Iran Monday signed a 10-year contract to further equip and operate at Chabahar port terminal. The contract will see India Ports Global Limited investing $120 million in equipping the strategic port that provides India access to Afghanistan and Central Asia, bypassing Pakistan, which denies India land access to the region. During his visit to Tehran on Monday, Minister of Shipping, Ports and Waterways Sarbananda Sonowal witnessed the signing of the new 10-year contract between IPGL and Ports and Maritime Organization of Iran. According to government sources, under the contract, IPGL will commit to further equip and operate the port for the duration of the contract. At the end of the 10-year period, both sides would further extend their cooperation in Chabahar, they said. India has also offered an INR credit window equivalent to $250 million for mutually identified projects aimed at improving Chabahar related infrastructure, said a source. With the operationalization of India's long-term investment in Chabahar, this port is likely to become an important hub for connecting the landlocked countries of Central Asia and Afghanistan with India's booming economy, according to Indian officials. This is the first time India will take over the management of the overseas port. The long-term bilateral contract on Chabahar port operations was signed between IPGL of India and the Port and Maritime Organization of Iran, enabling operation of Shahid Beheshti in Chabahar port development project for a period of 10 years. This agreement aims to enhance regional connectivity and facilitate trade, particularly between India, Iran and Afghanistan, said government in an official statement. The Chabahar port has provided much needed sea access to the landlocked country of the region, including Afghanistan, and merged as a commercial train transit hub. According to Indian authorities, it is seen as more economical and stable route for landlocked countries to reach India and the international market. Chabahar is a deep water port located in the Sistan Baluchistan province of Iran. It is the closest Iranian port to India. Following the recent visit of Maldives for Foreign Minister Moza Zamir, India has extended budgetary support of $50 million to the island nation. The support is in the form of a rollover of $50 million treasury bill for an additional year through the State Bank of India mail from May 13, 2024. Thanking his counterpart S. Jaishankar for the support, Jamir said this was a true gesture of goodwill which signified the long-standing friendship between the two countries. Government of India's decision to roll over the T-bill came following a request to that effect made by Zamir to India's External Affairs Ministry, Jaishankar, during the official bilateral visit to India from 8 to 10 May 2024. Government of Maldives is appreciative of the generous support that Government of India has been providing to the Maldives in the form of budgetary support, said the Maldives. Large number of infrastructural development projects and high-impact community developmental projects are underway with the assistance of India, which consists of a notable part as grant assistance. Government of Maldives looked forward in the continuing this collaborative partnership for the mutual benefit of the people, said Maldivian government. India and France on Monday kicked off their joint Shakti combat exercise at Omro in Meghalaya with French Ambassador Thierry Mathieu saying the aim of the expansive bilateral defense cooperation is to strengthen the sovereignty and strategic autonomy of the two nations and together advance peace and security in the Indo-Pacific. The relations between France and India are at their brightest since they are officially established in 1947. Together we have built a unique strategic partnership based on a level of mutual trust that is rarely seen between nations, said Mathieu at the inauguration ceremony of the exercise. A backlash against BJP and JJP in Haryana over hot button issues ranging from MSP for farm produce to unemployment has forced election nominees from the estranged former allies including ex-CM Manohar Lal Khattar to campaign under police protection and sometimes even cancel rallies in face of public hostility. Candidates have been heckled at many places in the state's rural belt, occasionally triggering clashes between supporters on either side. Besides Khattar, BJP's candidate for Karnal, the party's Hisar nominee Ranjit Singh Chotala has faced aggressive questioning and sloganeering by villages at multiple venues in the hinterland. BJP nominee Ashok Tanwar from Sirsa, Banto Kataria from Ambala, Mohan Lal Badoli from Sonipat, Arvind Sharma from Rohtak, Dharamveer Singh from Bhiwani Mahendragarh and Naveen Jindal from Kurukshetra have had to call off rallies on several occasions. JJP's Ajay Chotala and his family, former Deputy Chief Minister Dushyant Chotala, the latter's brother Digvijay Singh Chotala and the siblings' mother Naina Singh Chotala have run into protests while campaigning in various districts. Naina Chotala's entourage and farmers clashed a few days ago in Uchana Kala of Hisar constituency, forcing JJP to cancel her campaign to Rozkheda. A police contingent was assigned to her thereafter. Sonipat nominee Mohan Lal Badoli also required police intervention after heckling by farmers. Officials said the intelligence agencies were on the job to preempt any protest brewing in a particular area ahead of poll campaigning by BJP and JJP candidates. In contrast to the former allies, Congress candidates have been campaigning freely and focusing on local issues besides BJP's alleged plan to change the constitution and snatch the right of backward communities. The undercurrents impending BJP and JJP's poll campaigns coincided with the farmers' agitation at Sambhau and Kanori on the Punjab-Haryana border, completing 3 months on Monday. Farm organizations are sticking to their demand for a legal guarantee on minimum support price and a blanket debt waiver. Among other things, on February 13, the tractor convoys that Sanyukt Kisan Morcha and Kisan Mazdoor Morcha has sent out to Delhi ran into concrete walls and boulders at Shambhu near Ambala and Kanori near Sangrur, a barrier that continues to hold within them. KMM convener Sarwan Singh Pandher said, "We did not block the roads at Shambhu and Kanori, it was the Haryana government that did so. Now when we reciprocate, they should not complain. If farmers can't go to Delhi to protest, BJP campaigners can't go to our villages for votes." Farm unions have also blocked BJP's poll campaign in Punjab, which will vote on June 1. Haryana goes to poll in the 6th phase on May 25. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman Monday accused Congress for making khatakhat poll promises without calculating the cost of implementing those schemes, accusing UP of fiscal short-sightedness and hidden debt. The finance minister asked Rahul Gandhi to answer if the announcements he had made would translate into higher borrowings or higher taxes. How many welfare schemes would Rahul Gandhi shut down to accommodate this fiscal cost of the khat schemes? Last month, Rahul had announced that if he voted to power, his party would transfer rupees 1 lakh in the account of one woman from every poor household in the country if they wins the elections. The question is not just about borrowing, it's just about applying throughout applying thought on expenditure. Congress is interested in spending one on short-term populist measures and there has never been a focus on long-term development, she said in a social media post. Pointing to the UPA's track record, Sitaraman alleged that UPA government has resorted to window dressing and did not provide a clear picture of government finances. In contrast, she said, Modi government has followed a transparent mechanism and ensured better delivery of service and checked leakages through initiatives such as direct benefit transfer. The truth is our government fiscal management is much better than that of UPA despite facing COVID-19 pandemic in which substantial resources were used for relief efforts, the finance minister said. During the pandemic, she said government did not follow the borrow, spend and even print money suggestion from luminaries in the opposition, some of whom are now complaining about his debt levels, a charge that the finance minister dismissed by dishing out data. Over the past 2 weeks, performances, star and luck have aligned perfectly for Royal Challengers Bengaluru, who have won 5 consecutive matches to stay afloat in the Indian Premier League. A 47-run win against Delhi Capitals on Sunday helped them jump to the 5th position on the points table. With their final match, a big-ticket home contest against Chennai Super Kings next weekend being decisive. On Sunday, it seemed even the weather in Bengaluru wanted to play its part in RCB's run of luck. While heavy rain lashed many parts of the city before the match, the cloud over did not open above the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium until a couple of hours after RCB has sealed their win. Faf du Plessis and his main campaign has been divided into 2 parts. In the first, they were lost 7 of their outings. RCB has just 1 close contest, losing by a solitary run of Kolkata Knight Riders. Most of the matches in the phase was highlighted by erratic bowling, misfiring batters, their massive investment at the action backfiring and team strategies which were baffling. Only a few Lucknow Super Giants players turned up to train at the Arun Jaitley Stadium on Monday afternoon on the eve of their crucial match against Delhi Capitals. One of them was skipper KL Rahul, who under the unforgiving sun was sweating it out as he tries to improve his own and his team's fortunes. He has been in focus, especially after the animated conversation with team owner Sanjeev Goenka after the drubbing at the hands of Sunrisers Hyderabad in their last game. Rahul's own T20 game seems to have come up short this IPL season. Forever scrutinized over the lack of intent, Rahul has failed to find a spot in India's T20 World Cup team. His 460 runs this IPL so far has came at a strike rate of 136, which seems well below par going by the tournament standards. The LSG management has been trying hard to stress that he remains an exceptional cog in their machine. Head coach Justin Langer, while speaking on Monday, kept mentioning Rahul in the same breath as the likes of Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. Assistant coach Lens to try to justify Rahul's approach at the top of the order. KL's got his own unique style which has made him a fantastic player not just here in India, he is respected around the world. Since the Chardham Yatra began on May 10, around 1.5 lakh pilgrims have visited the 4 Himalayan shrine towns of Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath and Badrinath. This is a massive increase, around 61% from last year when 95,000 pilgrims arrived at the shrine towns in the first 3 days. Particularly noteworthy in the Kedarnath shrine, which witnessed a 67% increase in footfall since its portals opened on May 10. Last year, 44,000 pilgrims visited the Himalayan shrine in the first 3 years, which increased to 75,000 this time. Similarly, the number of pilgrims has increased by 61% in Gangotri and 59% in Yamunotri. In Badrinath, 15,000 devotees arrived in the first 2 days of the Yatra last year. This year, 22,000 pilgrims has visited the shrine on the first day of its opening on May 12. The influx of so many people in the ecologically fragile hills, which have limited carrying capacity, is already showing as pilgrims are spending hours waiting in traffic jams as well as long queues for entry into temples. Experts warn that if this trend persists, over 80 lakh pilgrims could arrive for the Char Dham Yatra this year, on an onslaught for which the hills are not fully prepared. Is our infrastructure ready to handle such a large influx of pilgrims? Policymakers should take into account the massive surge in numbers when making further arrangement for the Char Dham Yatra. Else we will be headed for potential disaster, said Anup Notial, Doon-based social activist and founder of Social Development for Communities Foundation. Video showing huge crowds of devotees navigating the perilous mountainous path of the Yamunotri shrine a couple of days ago has generated lots of reactions online, mostly adverse, following which the state police was forced to make an appeal to the pilgrims on Sunday to avoid coming to the shrine for at least a day. Policymakers should realize that if they want to give a better experience to pilgrims and ensure that they live with a good image of Uttarakhand, then they need to look at data, compare it with previous years, factor in worst case scenarios, and thereafter to do their preparations accordingly so that the yatra proceeds smoothly, Notial said.